Hello everyone, my name is Jian Huang. Today I'm talking about the database management system. Here is the content of this presentation. The first part we were talking about the conceptual modeling design. The second one we will talk about the entity relationship diagram. And next part we were talking about the logical modeling design. And next one is relational schema. In next part we were talking about the physical modeling design and the structured query language. And next part we will talking about the database management system. And finally, we will talking about database management system implementation. In human resources system, a lot of data will need to be organized to make sure the company can run smoothly. And the human resources database will include the name of employee, the occupation, the department, and the home address, and the compensation and the responsibility. We choose MySQL to complete the database. It will work for the administrators to management the update, the evaluation of the employee in the human resources system. So next chart is entity relationship diagram. The logical and the next part is the logical modeling design. The department has a department number, a department name, address, functionality. The primary key is a department number, and the foreign key is a number. And second one, the administrator has an ID number, the name, address, salary, functionality, and the primary key is ID, and the foreign key with the employee entities is ID. And the employee has a ID number, name, address, salary, assignments, objective, evaluation from the director. And the primary key is ID. The foreign key with administrator's entity is ID, and the foreign key with the project is assignments. And the project has a project ID, the name, assignments, objectives, and the primary key is the project ID. Next part, we were talking about a relational schema. As a ERD indicates the relationships between the sections as stated as follows. The departments are managed by administrators, and the department will offer projects to the employee, and the employee in charge of the projects, and the administrator will evaluate the employee, and the administrator is the employee. The employee will complete the projects. The physical modeling design. This is an example of the table for the physical modeling design shown as follows. Here is a table of employee. We can see the Clark, Kenny, and Ken. The next part we are talking about the structured query language, also named SQL. The SQL can execute the queries against the database and retrieve a data from a database and insert records in a database. Also update records in a database. Delete records from the database and create a new databases. Also create a new tables in a database. Create a stored procedure in a database and create a view in a database. Also set a permissions on database procedures and views. The database management system, also named the DBMS. MySQL is an open open source relational database management system. And its name is a combination of mine, the name of the co-founder, Michael Winer's doctor, and SQL, the abbreviation for the structured query language. A relational database organizes the data into one or more data tables in which data types may be related to each other. These relations help structure the data, and SQL is a language programmer used to create, modify, and extract data from the relational database, as well as control the user's access to the database. In addition to relational database and SQL, RDMS like MySQL works with the operation system to implement a relational database in a computer's storage system. The managed users allows for the network access and facilitates to testing, database integrity, and the creation of backups. The next part here is the database management system implementation. And thank you so much. Here is my references.